All right. I am here for this chat. Just I want to make sure that my mic is working. One sec here. Just let me know if you can hear me fine, and then I will begin the chat. How's my mic? All right, I'm just going to start talking and I'll pay attention. All right, cool. We're good? All right, cool. Drop Fultz or Schroeder for Trey Murphy, who has a better rest of season in this magic... Who has a better rest of season in this magic trick? Fultz, Suggs, or Cole Anthony? Wait. Drop Fultz or Schroeder for Trey Murphy? Oh, I would drop Schroeder for Trey Murphy for sure. And then who has better rest of season value between Fultz, Suggs, and Cole Anthony? I think it would be between Suggs and Fultz. I don't love Cole Anthony. His shooting percentages can be annoying. And I'm not sure he's going to be all that valuable when Fultz gets back to the court. Suggs has shown some good stuff and some bad stuff. It's going to take a lot to correct that shot. Okay, cool. What do I make of Mo Bamba worth an ad over Dort? I don't think so, no. He had that 14-point game last night, but essentially out of the rotation before it, sporadic minutes, and it's only going to get worse once Jonathan Isaac eventually makes his way back to the court, which apparently is going to happen this season. So I don't really think that Mo Bamba is really someone that you should be going after. Make this a little bit more. Oh, look, I got my Curry there. There we go. Drop Pat Williams or Boucher for Bones in an 8-cat roto league. Yeah, I would drop Pat for Bones. Is KCP a must-roster player? I doubt it. Did he suddenly go on some amazing hot streak? No, not really. I mean, look, the steals have been nice over the past 2. Small sample size. Definitely not a must-roster player. Pretty low-end marginal guy. Thoughts on Conley for Poole in 9-cat roto? You have Poole. I would rather have Poole than Mike Conley. Don't do that. Poole's hit a rough patch, man, but he'll bounce back. I ain't worried. Is Schroeder worth a stash given how bad the Lakers offense is? I mean, I have him stashed in the 30-deep league. That's the only place I have him stashed. I feel like, look, if you have a spot on your IL and no one else is intriguing on the waiver wire, then sure. I do think that maybe he could have a productive season in Los Angeles, maybe. But I think it's more of like a 14-16 team situation. I can't imagine in a 12-team league he's a guy you need to stash. I traded Anthony Simons and Keegan Murray in a dynasty league. Oh, for Keegan Murray. Do I think Keegan will be a bust? No. He's hit a rough patch. Look, he's already shown us really nice flashes. This is the way it goes with rookies. It's going to be up and down. He came out. He was showing out the start of the year. Teams started putting more focus on him and game planning, and that's negatively affected him. But he's going to figure it out. Like, he's really good. So I would be fine with that. I think that that's a reasonable move to make, and I certainly don't think he'll be a bust. Lots of season left. I want to sell high on Drew Holiday. Do I think Jaylen Brown or Vucevic are good return? I mean, Drew's ranked significantly higher than Jaylen Brown, so I don't even think that that's a sell high. And Drew's also ranked kind of significantly higher than Vooch. So no, that's you need better than that. A sell high would be Paul George, Desmond Bane, De'Aaron Fox, Bradley Beal. That's pretty Devin Booker, but no, you're selling yourself short if that's who you're getting. Better luxury stash, Eason or Kessler, or keep Pat Williams to see what happens. I'm not sticking with Pat Williams. It's been really inconsistent. So I think Eason is the better stash between those two. Because Utah looks like a pretty good team. And yeah, it's just like even if they're tanking, there's still a lot of guys in front of Kessler. Whereas Eason, I think towards the second half of the season, he could certainly he could make some noise. Drop Benedict. No, do not drop Benedict. No, don't do that. Cam pickup, Campaign or Cam Thomas in a points league. In a points league, Campaign might have a little bit more value because of the assists, but I like both. I mean, if it's a category league, I would say Cam Thomas, but I think in a points league, it might be Payne. Just look at Campaign's how many fantasy points did he put up last night versus Cam Thomas over the past two. Would I trade Maxey, Tobias Harris, and Vooch for Siakam in a 10-cat dynasty where full tank mode is on? You have Bane, Halliburton, Jamal Murray at PG, and no depth behind Vooch. So you're going to give up Maxey, Tobias, and Vooch for Siakam. Can you not give up Harris in that deal? I feel like, I understand what you're doing, and certainly tanking for Wembanyama, geez, attractive. It's happening in a lot of my dynasty leagues this year. I feel that you could do Maxey and Vooch or Maxey and Tobias. All three for Siakam feels a bit much to me. You're already giving him, Maxey is incredibly attractive in dynasty. So why do you have to tack on two more vets? Also, if you were able to get the deal done with Harris instead of Vooch, that would give you some nice depth. So I think that you're giving up a little bit too much. I understand that you're trying to tank, but don't just throw stuff away. I mean, is a pick coming back to you? I want more than that. Any chance Obi gets over 20 minutes a night moving forward? Knicks are 3-0 when he does. I mean, probably not. Tom Thibodeau is the coach, so wouldn't have high expectations on that. Any update on Irving meeting? Nope. You picked up Jonathan Isaac after the recent news of his imminent return. You're in a 16-team head-to-head points league, and talent is scarce. Well, in a 16-team league, I definitely think that Jonathan Isaac is perhaps worth picking up. his value's significantly reduced in a points league format. But, I mean, I imagine that your waiver wire is incredibly thin in a 16-team league. So he's a reasonable guy to pick up in that deep of a league. His value's reduced in points formats. And I'm not sure how good he's going to be. He's really... He has the one good season he had. What was it? 30 games or less? And he's not going to be able to get the same minutes he was. Remember when he went down, he was the starting forward on Orlando and kind of like a key guy that they were trying to build around. Now he's coming back to a team that is absolutely loaded as position. So I think it's going to be a little bit tougher for him, and he's probably going to be brought along slowly. All that to say, I have him tucked away in an IL in a couple spots in category leagues, but my expectations are low. Luxury stash. Time Lord, Cam Johnson, JJJ, a hold in a 12-team head-to-head league with no IL. Not Cam Johnson. Maybe you can trade if you're struggling, which I imagine you are. That's a lot of injuries. I think that you can probably trade Time Lord and JJJ for someone. One of the teams that's doing well. But Cam Johnson, that's probably a drop. Thoughts on Turner rest of season? Should I trade Fox for him? Look, Turner's getting off to a great start, and I'm not overly concerned about a potential trade happening. I think a trade would almost be good for him, as it would lower the possibility of a shutdown later in the season. Sorry, I lost. Let's say he goes to Los Angeles, yeah, his scoring would come down, but at least he wouldn't be in danger of getting shut down, which is definitely going to be a concern in Indiana. My thoughts on him in general, I think he's great. I think that he's going to have a solid year, kind of regardless of who he's playing for. He's just a guy who no one in the league can block shots like Miles Turner. He can also give you triples. He can also get close to 30 points, and his rebounding numbers are up this season. So there's a lot to like. Would I trade Fox for him? No. I mean, unless you're stacked with guards and you need a center. I mean, Fox is just he's the better player in that deal. So, you need to, if you're trading Fox for Turner, then you need the person who has Turner to throw in another player, because Fox is better. But I like Turner a lot, and congrats for having Fox. Man, what a year he's having. Would I trade Şengün for Jabari in a dynasty league? Yeah, I think so. Maybe get back a pick, though. If Isak actually exists, I can't confirm that, guys. I can't. Will that turn Bol into more of a Boban type amazing per minute? I don't. I was thinking about this last night. Like, when Isak comes back, who does he impact the most? I mean, assuredly, I think Mo Bamba might kind of fall out of the rotation. Do they mess with Bol? Like, this guy who they found, and he's earned his way into the starting lineup and is just awesome. It's the Bol show. It's Bol's world, and we're just living in it. I just have a tough time believing that this Isak fella comes and just ruins that. I think that even if he gets his minutes, I can't see Bol's minutes getting reduced further below mid-20s. And I think that as long as Bol is getting minutes in the mid-20s, he'll be productive. But it's intriguing. Like, this is the conundrum here. How does Orlando fit JI into this rotation. There's not really a spot for him. They've got Franz Wagner at the 3. They got Bol at the 4. They got Wendell at the 5. And they've got Mo Bamba behind. Like, it's just such a logjam. So, I think that there's a very small possibility that JI could mess with Bol. Maybe he's the most likely guy. Or maybe he's just kind of a player who's earning minutes in the teens and he completely absorbs Mo Bamba's role. That is a very long way of saying maybe you might want to test Bol's value. Maybe. Because Jonathan Isaac is just a big old wrench getting in there. Would I rather have Simons or Poole? Did I answer this? Would I rather have Simons or Jordan Poole and Bones? I'd rather have Poole and Bones. Let's see here if there's any update yet on Chris Paul's injury, which happened last night. Right heel injury. Well, Chris Paul was quoted after the game saying, "I'm not worried about it," so take that for what it's worth. Players are often overly optimistic when discussing their injuries. At the same time, it's just a heel issue. And here's Chris Paul's quote after the game. Chris Paul said he could have played, he would have, but doesn't see the sore right heel as a prolonged thing. I'm not worried about it. When asked if this is just a matter of being cautious, Paul said, "Yep." So look, I wouldn't be like running to the waiver wire to necessarily pick up Campaign. It seems like this is going to be a pretty, it doesn't seem like it's going to be an insanely long absence. Now, is Torrey Craig worth a stream in a 12-team league? I mean, sure, stream. But I think that Torrey Craig and Dario Saric are going to kind of cancel each other out a little bit. Craig will have some really good games. He'll have some extremely mediocre games. Do I see Dennis Smith Jr. holding value moving forward? Absolutely not. No, it's impossible. Once LaMelo Ball gets back and it's the LaMelo Ball, Terry Rozier backcourt, absolutely not. It's just there's no possible way he can get the minutes to impact fantasy hoops. No one should be clinging to him. Do I think Schroeder is worth a stash? Kind of, not really. I think he's very low end. He is what he is. It's points, a little bit of dimes, triples, not many defensive stats. Is Larry Nance a hold? In a 12-team league, let's say you're in a 12-team league with 13 roster spots? No, I don't think so. He had an MRI this morning, so we got to wait for that. But not necessarily. Not necessarily. Jabari Smith or Keegan Murray? I think I'm going to go with Keegan. You have the option to trade Terry and Anthony for Fox. Kind of worth it. Kind of worth it. I don't hate that. Keldon Johnson or Edwards? You mean Ant-Man? Oh, it's a points league? It's the guy with the more fantasy points per game. Streamers for Thursday. Man, this schedule is insane. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 games on Thursday. If Bradley Beal is still not back, you could think about Jordan Goodwin. He's been really good the past 2 games. Will Barton could also be an option. From Philly, I'm sure that Melton is already rostered, so not really any streamers there. ATL, if Trey is out again, look, like Aaron Holiday got the start last game, but he was 4 points and 5 dimes with a steal. Not super useful there. Oh, AJ Griffin had a 24-point night. Wow. So maybe AJ Griffin's a guy you can think about. Charlotte, DSJ, Miami, Max Strus, Portland. They don't have the best streamers. The Pelicans, they don't have the best streamers, so pretty much that. I got John Wall, and he's getting some numbers for me, but still ranks pretty bad. Is there any hope to hold him and hope his minutes go up, or is this pretty much it? This is pretty much it. Is it time to pick up campaign or wait for the CP3 news? I would wait for the CP3 news. The pool party. Look, he's just in a funk. Steve Kerr was asked about it, and Steve Kerr said that he's just basically trying to do too much right now. He's trying. I think he's just a little bit in his head. He's better when he's able to just kind of work off the ball and flow within the offense. He's kind of taking on a new role this year. I think it's a buy low opportunity. I can't imagine him being this bad. I think the past 4 games, I wrote it in this blurb last night, but it's like 30% from the floor and 20% from distance. That's not going to be the case. His shot's off right now. He'll figure it out. I'm not super concerned. The pool party will be back. It's been a frozen lake though. Does Ant-Man get to his ADP? Thinking of offering LaMelo or DeJounte for him? Why? What? Why are you offering? DeJounte's having a first-round year. Edwards, the reason why his ranking is so low is the free throw shooting. If you just ignore the free throws and the turnovers, he's essentially a top 50 player. But don't, like, LaMelo and DeJounte are both better. No. I think that Ant-Man, his ranking will go up just once the free throws start dropping. Thinking about trading Wendell Carter for Claxton. That's a reasonable offer. Look, Wendell's another guy who may be negatively impacted by Jonathan Isak. So trading Wendell for Claxton, Wendell doesn't really give you blocks. Claxton will. Wendell is a better scorer and rebounder and playmaker. But Claxton, he really has that elite shot blocking potential. So I'm fine with that. What do I think of stashing Ijax versus Jabari Smith rest of season? Both have a ton of upside. I don't think Jabari's a stash. I think he's hit a rough patch, but I think that he'll be stashing. Yeah, I think that Jabari he'll turn it around sooner rather than later, whereas Ijax is certainly a stash. But I like both of them. Bones and Poole for Anthony. And a 14-8 cat head-to-head. That's reasonable. Is Jordan Goodwin worth rostering? I think that he's going to fall off once Bradley Beal comes back, but he's been incredibly impressive over the past 2 games. He just plays the right way. And maybe this little opportunity without Bradley Beal, maybe he's able to become a rotation player. It's not like Corey Kispert and Denny Avdija are knocking down the door for minutes. So there's opportunity there. I want to see what his playing time looks like when Beal gets back. But there's a chance that Beal won't play on Thursday, so he could be a guy you could consider streaming. Trade my Garland and Şengün for Harden an hour before he got injured. Ouch. That sucks. With these month-long injuries, that's something that can really hurt you, especially when we're talking about a top player. But, man, it's like you gave up Garland and Şengün, and then you're going to have to sell Harden at a discount too. It's just kind of going in the wrong direction. The good news about this injury is that it's happened early in the year, so there's a lot of season left when he gets back. I would try to stick it out. But, man, that's brutal. I'm sorry. Would I keep Lonzo Ball in IR or drop for Dennis Schroeder? I think I'd rather have Lonzo Ball, who might not even play, than Dennis Schroeder. Upside is higher. Why is Monte Morris so bad? In Denver, there was Jokic. In Washington, he should be running the offense. Why is he so bad at this? I mean, I feel like Monte Morris is more of a role player than a starter. I'm not sure that he can be a starting point guard on a winning team. This is just kind of what I saw him doing for the most part. He's just going to be low end. It's not like he's going to be a top 50 player like Trey Jones. Shall I keep Ben Simmons? Yeah, I wouldn't recommend dropping him. I picked up Torrey Craig and Saric. Do I think these two are good to wait and see what unfolds in a 16-team league? Yeah, in a 16-team league, those are valuable guys. My thoughts on Beef Stew rest of season. Worried that he'll split minutes with Duren by next year. I think that Beef Stew has been pretty darn good this year. I think that he's taken a nice little leap. The rebounding has been nice. I would like more blocked shots, but at least he's finally able to fire away from distance, which is a nice little wrinkle to his game. Am I worried that he'll split minutes with Jalen Duren next year? Do you mean like when we turn to 2023? I mean, he's already at 28.6. How much is that going to come down? No, I'm not terribly worried. I think that what he's doing now is kind of what he should be able to do. How much fab should I spend, if any, to grab D'Lo off the waiver wire? Oh my lord. Are you serious? Look, I know that D'Lo's off to a rough start, but jeez. For DSJ, no one would take that trade. I might spend 50 on D'Lo. Like I'm not sure you're going to get a better player to hit the waiver wire this season. So I'd spend big money. Yeah. 30 to 50, 30 minimum. Bowl rest of season outlook. Is he a keeper? I think that he's as long as Isaac doesn't mess with him, he's going to be great, and he's definitely a keeper. Is Time Lord worth stashing? Yeah. Yes. Yes, he is. He's a top 30 player when he's on the court. Trade Drew from Call Bridges and Hartstein. If that's too little, ask for Vando back too. Punting threes, free throws. Yeah, that's not. No, that's way too little. That's not even close. Even if you add Vando, you're not getting enough. You need significantly more for Drew Holiday. Man, the disrespect on Drew Holiday. Would I trade Mathurin for Jabari Smith? I think I would rather have Benny. I can slot in Herder over Harris, but not sure that is better or worse for me. Oh, man, I have to go back to your first question now. This was your trade. Let me see here. Where are you? Where are you? Here you go. So you can do Herder. So you can do Maxey and Herder. Oh, I'm assuming you still need to do Vooch. I mean, yeah, if Maxey, Herder, and Vooch for Siakam, I still want you to get a pick back. You're giving up a ton here. And now I've lost my spot. Do that. Do this. Do this thing. Do this thing. Right? Where is it? Right? Do that. Do that. No games today. I have an IL and IL plus, but have JJJ, Kyrie, and now Cam Johnson. Do I hold all hope are back soon? Take the L this week. I would drop Cam to stay competitive. Yeah. Is there any chance? No. Answered that one. Wait, my audio's still messed up? Oh my god. Alright. Alright, we're switching to the computer speaker now. Hopefully this is better. Is it better? Did I fix it? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello? All right, we're good. Sorry about that. How long was it trash for? How long was it bad for? Like 5 minutes, like 20 minutes? Don't tell me 20. What question was I answering? Like, could you hear it? Man. I don't know what's going on. It's like this is a new mic. At least the last 10 minutes. What a fucking bummer. All right, well, I'm just going to pick up where I left off. That's annoying, man. We're 30 minutes in. So like half of this was messed up. That's what you're saying. Oh, well. It's frustrating. It's like a new mic. All right. Let's go back to this. Do this. Vote for a new mic for me. Okay. Okay. All right. Back to it. Thoughts on Conley and Olenek rest of season? I don't really trust either. I guess I would trust Olenek more than Conley. I feel like Conley's next injury is right around the corner, and it would make sense for Utah maybe to try to get Colin Sexton into that starting lineup at some point. So not all that enthused with Conley. And Olenek, yeah, he's playing well. He's playing well. Toppin or Hartenstein as a streamer while Mitch Robb is out? I think I would roll the dice on Hartenstein most nights. Okay. I used Draymond for Jordan Poole as a buy low. What should I do with his slump? Wait it out? Yeah. And I like that deal. Draymond's pretty marginal. I have Bol trade for Brunson. Yeah. Do that. That's great. Yeah. Let's see here. Here we go. Is Jared Daniels a drop in? So I'm going to assume you mean Jalen and not Jaden, but maybe you mean Jaden. I would stick with both, I believe. Thoughts on Duran pick up in a 14-team league? Absolutely. I have him in 12-team leagues. Yeah, he's quite good. Would I hold Isaac or TJ Warren in an IL spot? Yep. Didn't understand my answer about Keldon. I'm trying to find the question. Oh, Keldon or Edwards rest of season? So if you're asking between Keldon Johnson or Anthony Edwards, who's going to have a better season? It's going to be Anthony Edwards. And the audio's fine still, right? The audio's fine. Spam the chat a little bit. Just whenever the audio gets like that, just start spamming the chat. I get caught up in the questions up here, and I don't see the stuff down here, but I try to scroll down. Ugh, it's frustrating. Wanting to trade LeVert and or Dinwiddie. Need to improve field goal and free throw percentage. Buy low candidates. Man, I don't think people are really eager to trade for LeVert or Dinwiddie. They're just lowly ranked players. The time to trade LeVert would have been after that 40 piece. Maybe you can get Jaden Ivey. Jaden Ivey is disrespectfully ranked. He gets dinged so hard for some percentage issues, but man, the counting stats are nice. He has so much talent. So maybe you could get Ivy for one of those guys. I would trade both for Ivy, to be honest. Herb Jones or the lunch lady? I'll go with the lunch lady. In what order should I offer these players for Poole? Trent Jr., D'Lo, Hayward, Olenek, Conley, or Clay? All of those are reasonable. So in what order? So like best offer to worst offer. Okay, starting with best offer, going to worst offer. Best offer, D'Lo, Trent Jr., Clay, Hayward, Olenek, Conley. Is Jalen Smith a hold or a drop? I mean, he's a hold in my opinion. Yeah, he's definitely a hold. He's a hold. Stick with him. We got some people trying to find love here. Spam the chat with weird stuff. Who's a PG I should target for either MPJ or Ant Edwards if you need assists? For MPJ, I know he's not a point guard, but Devin Booker or Bradley Beal would get the job done. If you're looking for assists, you can maybe get a Chris Paul. It's risky with him having that injury, but like I said, the injuries seems like not the biggest of a deal. Jalen Brunson, that just makes sense. And then for Ant-Man, I just don't think I think people are overreacting to his poor free throw shooting. So I'm not sure you trade Ant-Man at the moment. Anthony Davis rest of season. Should I find a trade for him or write it out? Lots of risk even without injury. I'm going to write it out where I got him. It doesn't really bother me that he's questionable for every single game because he's only missed one so far. You know, with the Lakers being horrible, I suppose there is a chance he could be missing games down the stretch. But if you're not getting a first-round player for Davis or incredible depth, I would just stick with him. The leagues I have him, I'm winning. So I think write it out. Unless you can really get an incredible first-round player, just write it out. Okay. Joker for Greek Freak. I will take Giannis. Do I think Drew will keep this up when Middleton comes back? I think that his scoring will dip a bit, but maybe his assist numbers go up even higher. Look, he was a top 20 player last season. There's no reason why he shouldn't be a top 20 player this year. So maybe he's not, scoring quite as much, but I think overall he'll be fine. Where do I see Giddey finishing the season in a points league? At least top 50. Should I drop Tyus Jones for Monk? Yes. Who would I drop in a 9-cat? KCP, Boucher, or Herder? KCP. Should I trade Kyrie and Olenek for Miles Turner and PJ? Yes. Pretty fair. Want to add Marcus Morris. Should I drop one of the following? Dinwiddie or Herder for Marcus Morris is a fine move to make. I would drop Dinwiddie. Let me just make sure I'm not saying something insane. Yeah. Well, I'm changing my mind. It's Herter. I would drop Herter for Marcus Morris. Do I think Dre will improve? No, I think he kind of is what he is at this point. Yeah, answered that one. Is Tyus Jones worth holding? In deeper leagues, his upside is very limited with Ja Morant healthy. He's great when Ja Morant is out. When Ja Morant is healthy, he's just kind of a late round guy. And I could see his minutes dipping a bit once JJJ gets back in the mix. So, not necessarily worth holding. Do I think Olenek is a top 100 player in a points league? Yeah, probably. Yeah. Definitely reduced value in points league. But top 100 seems reasonable. Would I cut Mr. No Christian Koloko for Josh Richardson? I think I would like to give Christian Koloko one more game. Josh Richardson's upside is a little bit muted. But let's see here. I would personally like to give Koloko one more game, but swapping him out for J Rich makes sense if J Rich is going to give you stats you need in your matchup to win this week. Wow, Keegan Murray getting should I drop questions? Who would I drop between all these guys? KCP. Definitely not Keegan. Do I think Cam Thomas fully established himself as a must-own in a shallow league all season? No. It would depend on if Kyrie Irving comes back to Brooklyn. There's been some reports that he could be done in Brooklyn, in which case Cam Thomas would get a significant boost. But I think when Kyrie is there, it's going to be tough for him to get the minutes to make an impact in most leagues. He should be rostered right now while Kyrie is suspended. I just don't know about the rest of season outlook. Trade Fox for Ivy? No. I like Ivy. I traded Healed for Giddey in a points league. Is that a big L? No, not necessarily. What is the season-long outlook for Mitchell Robinson? It seems Hartenstein was on the verge of gaining a bigger role even before Mitch Rob got hurt. Mitch Rob is just kind of a low-end guy. It's almost like a shot blocking specialist, and okay rebounding numbers, kind of single digits in the points department. That's who he is. He's not like this top 50 guy. He's like a top 100 shot blocking specialist. I tweeted last night, Miles Turner is showcasing himself for the Lakers. Yeah, I think that definitely ups his stock. 27 and 10 with like 3 blocks. Looking for a 2-for-1. Wendell Carter, Trent Bay. Thinking about maybe Cade or Middleton. Okay, I'm going to assume you're talking about trading 2 of Wendell Carter, Trent, and Bay. Yeah, but no one's going to give you Cade or Middleton for those guys. I mean, a little bit confusing. You want to trade Tobias Harris for Mobley? I think you should do it if you can. That's a pretty good one. You have Jaden Ivey. This guy, smart man. Smart man. I have Time Lord and Harden on my IL with players like Hayward and Irving out and Clay missing back-to-backs. Do I need to trade these guys so I don't miss the playoffs? I still have KD, Fox, and Porzingis. Yeah, you're in a little bit of conundrum here with both Irving and Harden out. It's going to be tough for you to win. So I think probably Kyrie Irving's value might be a little bit higher than Harden's, depending on your league. So if you could trade Kyrie Irving for some more depth, that's something I would do. I'm not sure I would trade Harden at the moment. Would I use a #1 waiver for Monk in a 12-team league with a very limited waiver wire? Yeah, I think so. He's been really good. It seems like he's earning more minutes. Seems like you're in a deep league, so getting a guy like Monk off the waiver wire could be really good for you. I just hope no one drops like D'Lo or something. What players would I target in a Kawhi trade? Oh my Lord. I don't know. I don't feel like anyone's going to give you anything. Maybe Pascal Siakam. I have Kawhi in a single league, and I don't think that I can trade him. Pascal Siakam is, or maybe like another injured guy. Maybe just take a swing on Jaren Jackson Jr. I just don't think that it's rough, man. And I get it. If you're 0-3, Kawhi is probably a big reason why. So, man, what can you even get? Like Russell freaking Westbrook, Julius Randle, like, ugh. I think I would just trade him for a different injured player. I would maybe go with Pascal Siakam, see if the guy takes it. Trey Jones rest of season. I think that he'll be great. I think that he can be a top 50 player this season. Was trading LeBron and Mobley for Zion, Sabonis, and Ben Smith in a 9-category league a bad idea? Zion, Sabonis, and Ben Simmons, LeBron, Mobley. I don't love that. Tobias for Mobley. Go get Mobley. Do I think Ben Simmons is worth holding on to? Yes. Should I put Victor Oladipo? In the IL? I guess. I'm not expecting much. Do I think Trey Murphy opportunity is too good to justify a drop? Yeah, I'm not cutting Trey Murphy. Squad's doing nice. In both of my 30 deep dynasty leagues, I'm undefeated. In my industry league, I am in 3rd. In our company league, I am in 2nd. In a big money league with Kawhi, I'm in 9th in that one. But I'm only 7 away from the top, and those numbers are going to change. In a Roto league, I'm 4th with close to the fewest games played. And in a different industry league, I'm in 3rd. So doing pretty well. You might want to think about trading Wendell Carter Jr. before Jonathan Isaac gets back. Maybe. Do I think It's worth looking into options of trading Mobley and or Barnes. Have them both in a 12-team points league. I'm assuming you mean Scotty Barnes. I don't think now is the time to trade those guys. Gobert is a little shaky and mini. Room for improvement, or expect this from Rudy moving forward? I mean, I think that he'll have a lot of single-digit scoring games this season, but I think that the rebounds should be there and the blocks will come back. So, you know, not quite as good as he was in Utah, but he should still be valuable. Oh, this man just traded Tobias. What was it? Tobias? It was Tobias for Mobley. Whatever, man. Congrats, you got Mobley. He's great. Nice buy low. I have DeJounte Murray, Levine, LaMelo Ball. Cat, is that a stacked starting lineup? Yeah, pretty good. Franz Wagner, Bol, Kyle Kuzma worth holding. Yes. Would I trade SGA for Lillard and also Halliburton for Harden? I want Lillard +1. That's how good SGA has been. So no. Halliburton for Harden? No. I see you, the orange couch. Thoughts on Big Al rest of season? Big Al is Al Jefferson, by the way. Al Horford is Al Horford. I think that he'll kind of do what he's been doing. If you want to trade Conley for Big Al, 2 lower tier guys, go for it. Boucher's shot to bust out hasn't looked great in the first 2 games since Pascal went down. Yep, Nick Nurse is just going to kind of ride the hot hand. It's tough to predict who's going to get it each night. You know, the first time it was Christian Coloco. Boucher had an okay game, and Precious didn't do much. Precious also didn't do much the next time out. Boucher had a bad game, and so did Christian. So it's going to be tough to predict. But I still think that Boucher is probably worth keeping for now, while Pascal is out, essentially indefinitely. Thoughts on Pat Williams rest of season? I'm not very high on him. Is he must roster? No. Trade Wood for Randall? Yeah, I would do that. Pick up JJJ with no IR. If you're winning and you have a strong team, yes. Is Reggie Jackson a must roster player in a punts, rebounds, and turnovers build? I don't think so. Do I think 11.7 rebounds, 1.8 blocks, and 22 to 23 minutes is realistic for Bol? Yeah, that seems like a realistic expectation. Buy low on Jabari Keegan with Hartenstein. Yep, I would go with Keegan. Should I give up on Simmons in an 8-team league? In an 8-team league, maybe. Yeah. In a points league, who should you trade Wendell Carter Jr. for? Just search all players, find a player that has a similar fantasy points per game output, and trade them. Trade Jalen Green for Gary Trent. Nope. I'm going to take a handful more questions here. Oh, I'm almost done. Look at that. Okay. Hold Poku is a better, or is Duran in Dynasty League? I think that I would rather have Duran than Poku. Yeah. Odds that Giddey gets shut down after the All-Star break, 50-50. Maybe 60-40. Trade Drew for Vooch, Jeremy Grant, or Vooch and Brogdon. No, you're not getting enough. KPJ has been going crazy this season in a points league. Yep. Vanderbilt rest of season, he'll do what he's been doing. which is what, like close to top 50 value. He's a top 75. I think he can maintain it. Would I trade Scotty Barnes for McCall, Bridges, and Halliburton? Yes, I would. That's crazy. Scotty Barnes for McCall, Bridges, and Halliburton. Halliburton's significantly better. I don't even know how you're getting McCall, Bridges in that. Yes, I would do that. Rest of season for Anthony Edwards. I think he's going to climb into the top 50 once his free throws start falling. I think his peak might be in the top 30 range. Steph Curry is going to be 35 years old. What players would I try to get in exchange for him in a fantasy league? Is there a young man for whom you would do the madness of giving Curry? Is this a dynasty question? Because I'm not trading Curry. I'm not worried about him. That's my recommendation is keep Curry. Even in a dynasty league, I think this guy's going to be good into his 40s. How high am I on Cade and Scary Terry compared to their ADP? Rozier is assuredly going to come up in the ranks. There's no way he's going to shoot this low of a percentage the entire season. I think that, yeah, I have Rozier in a couple leagues. He's going to turn it around. Cade Cunningham. This is a player who I had ranked lower than a lot of people in the industry. And it's just because I didn't see him taking the leap that some were projecting. I don't think he's going to be a top 30 player. I do think he'll be a top 50 player if you're punting turnovers. But, you know, him sharing the playmaking responsibilities with Jaden Ivey has taken a little bit away from his assist potential. So, you know, top 50, not top 30. I don't think that Cade's going to meet expectations. Weird question. That guy might get banned. In a keeper league, Poole for Bam. I would take Bam. Okay, it was a dynasty league question. Man, I would not trade him. I would trade him for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. That's pretty much it. DeJounte Murray, maybe. I'm pretty happy with Curry. Yes, Keegan Murray will get better as the year goes on. I'm confident making that prediction. Have patience with Jalen Williams. Yes, I think that you should. I misread. You said Barnes. Oh, Barnes plus McCall for Halliburton. Yeah, I would do that. Okay. Looks like I'm pretty much done here. 2 more questions. Will SGA be this consistent all season, or should I trade him before OKC tanks? This is an interesting one. I think that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he's incredible. Like I think that what he's doing right now, his production is sustainable. We don't know if he's going to be there for you down the stretch. But this is a guy that you were probably able to get during the 4th round. Getting a player who's ranked, you know, number 2 overall in the 4th round, that's usually a winning strategy. So if you're not able to get a 1st-round caliber player, someone like DeJounte Murray, like a Kevin Durant, a Luka Doncic, I would just stick with him. Or, you know, like an insane 2-for-1. I think that I would stick with it in most cases. Unless you can get that certified 1st-round stud. It's incredible. This man is 24 years old. He could legitimately be the face of the NBA in just a couple years. I don't think there's really any player in the league who can do what SGA does, both offensively and defensively. Maybe Kawhi, but that's how good he is. So yeah. All right, fellas, that's going to do it for today's chat. Zach and I are alternating these, so next week you'll be with Zach. But as always, it was a pleasure talking with y'all. I am sorry for the microphone issues. And Zach will catch you next week, and I will be here after that. All right, have a good Tuesday. Go out and flex your democracy muscles. There's no games today. All right, I'll catch y'all later.